So have been outraged with what we just saw at what's happening in Poonch, because India has given a befitting reply to Pakistan, and we can confirm that several Pakistani army posts across the LOC have been decimated. Yes, Pakistan posts across Poonch and Uri have been decimated after the Indian army has given a befitting reply to Pakistan. In fact, sources say that over 12 Pakistani soldiers have been killed in retaliation coming in from Indian forces. So once again, India giving a befitting reply to Pakistan for its cross-border transgressions. In meeting fire by fire, we're giving a befitting reply. 12 Pakistani soldiers have been killed according to estimations from Indian forces. Let me go across to my colleague Pradeep, who's joining us live with this one. Pradeep, once again India displaying that any act of provocation from Pakistan or its proxies will be met with heavy retaliation and deterrent action.
Yes, you're absolutely right. In fact, before the cabinet meeting, there was a meeting between Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And that time they discussed about escalation along the line of control. And Prime Minister conveyed it to Rajnath Singh that they should act strongly and give them a befitting reply. And it should not be tit for tat response. That means if they are firing one shell, we are also firing one shell. It should be a punitive action. And that is now visible on ground. We have seen that many of those posts from where the fire was coming, and they were trying to target Indian location, especially civilians, not sparing even women and children. Most of those posts have been decimated. Even there, the artillery unit from where they had been firing, they were also targeted by the Indian troops. So message is clear to the commanders on the ground that they should continue with the punitive action. They do not want that there should be any loss of life of civilians along the line of control. Look at the approach of the two armies. On one side, it is the Pakistan army. On the other side, is the Indian army. Indian army is going after terror infrastructure. And look at the Pakistan army. Pakistan army fails to match might of Indian military. That's why what they are doing, they are targeting Indian civilians. They are not even sparing women and children. Now the question is, what has been the fault of 10-year-old girl or 12-year-old boy? They don't even understand the nitty-gritty of politics between the two countries. So they were targeted and killed by Pakistani forces. So that's one of the reasons. The message is clear to the commanders on the ground. So whichever post from where the firing is coming, demolish and decimate that post. And exactly the same thing has happened. Many of the Pakistani posts have already along the line of control have been decimated. Whether it's the Uri sector, whether it's Kapwara sector, whether it's Poonch sector. That's one of the reasons you must have seen that for whole night there was no firing. Otherwise, for several hours they kept on targeting Indian location, but for whole night there was no firing since morning, because most of the posts, those posts have been completely demolished by the Indian troops.
All right, Pradeep, thanks for getting us those details at this point. We'll continue our rolling coverage of the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, but for now it's time for short commercial. News and updates continue. Stay tuned to Times Now.